Hey guys, you are on the most mystical channel, Mr. Creepy Depp. Today I'm going to tell you a true horror story about Halloween. Huge request, subscribe to my channel and put a like under this video. This will give me the opportunity to tell longer stories for you. Thank you all for your support and enjoy watching. On Halloween night in the quaint town of Havenwood, a group of teenagers sought to challenge their bravery. The ghastly trick-or-treat monsters or the horrifying Halloween adornments scattered across the municipality were not what intimidated them. Rather, it was the sinister lore surrounding Echo Hollow, a forested gorge just beyond the town's edge. The stories that had been passed down from generation to generation spoke about uncanny sounds, unaccountable vanishings, and most disturbingly, the alleged existence of Mad Maggie, a witch rumored to have once inhabited the area. John, Amy, Charlie, and Riley, members of Havenwood High's very own Ghost Club, were eager to have a first-hand encounter with the supernatural. They all met at the entrance of Echo Hollow as nightfall descended, their adventure beginning under the spectral glow of the moon. Venturing deeper into Echo Hollow, they followed the path shrouded in thick mist. The only source of illumination came from their flashlights and the distant cold twinkles of stars that broke through the veil of clouds. The atmosphere was intensely still, the only sound their beating hearts drumming against their ribs. There was an alarming abruptness as their chatter died, replaced by a drawn-out echo, an unintelligible murmur. The Echo Hollow was living up to its name. Feeling a sudden chill, Amy shivered. After what felt like hours, they found themselves at the ruins of a house just as legend described. "You think this is Mad Maggie's house?" Charlie whispered, causing an unintentional echo that sent a ripple of uncomfortable laughter through the group. Before anyone had a chance to respond, a shrill shriek echoed through the void. The sound bounced around, a terrifying echo that got everyone's heart racing, their eyes flicking across the expanse of the valley. Suddenly, Amy grasped her ankle in pain. She had stumbled upon a hidden trapdoor that now lay exposed with its rusty hinges, an entrance to an underground cellar beneath the ruined house. Summoning up their ever-dwindling courage, the group decided to investigate, armed with just their flashlight beams piercing the dust-laden air of the cellar. They found a fireplace that held signs of recent fire, strange symbols inked on the wall, and blackened jars filled with mysterious substances. Riley, studying the symbols, was certain it was a witch's sigil. Shivers ran down their spines as their flashlights caught gaze of a shadowy figure darting across the room. "Who's there?" John called, his voice shaking, and the anxiety palpable. There was no reply, but a gentle, unintelligible whispering filled their ears. The voice sounded eerily like a lady's. As the whispers grew louder, the blackened jars started shaking, and the symbols on the wall glowed a deep red. The tale of Mad Maggie was turning out to be more than just a legend, and the group realized the mystifying, bone-tingling terror they had stumbled into. As they backed away, the cellar door slammed shut, plunging them into darkness. Their flashlights flickered and went out. Every echo seemed magnified in the pitch black, their breathing, Mad Maggie's whispers, or was that laughter? With the trapdoor slammed shut and their flashlights malfunctioning, the ghoulish laughter aside, the unnerving darkness heightened the group's fear. John fumbled through the dark, reaching for the doorknob, his hand touching nothing but the damp wood. The door was unyielding. Meanwhile, Amy tried to make sense of the endless laughter that seemed to come from nowhere, yet everywhere. "Stop laughing at us!" enraged Charlie shouted into the abyss, his voice ricocheting back in an echo, dropping an eerie silence instead of laughter. Riley, who had been trying to decipher the symbols before the lights went out, remembered the sigil designs. In the overwhelming darkness, he began tracing one on the floor from memory, hoping it could be their escape clause. As Riley drew, Charlie rummaged through his backpack. His hand hit a cold object, the backup flashlight he had overprepared. A sense of relief went through him as he switched the light on, the beam cutting through the dense darkness. To their collective shock, where the trapdoor used to be, there was now a solid wall of stone. Escape was no longer an option, only forward through the unknown. The light's beam focused on Riley's sigil, the intense red glow flinging shadows against the stone walls. There was an unsettling rumble beneath them, and a second trapdoor creaked open in front of them. Around them, the whispers quieted down, the laughter subsided. John took this as a cue to go on. He went forward, flashlight in one hand and determination in his other. The others opted to follow him into the new path, drawn further into the depths of Echo Hollow's mystery. The pathway led them to another room. Beams of moonlight escaped through cracks in the worn-out structure, giving them just enough light to make out the ancient paintings on the walls. Each depicted a moment from Mad Maggie's life, her as a child, the public fearing her powers, her exile into Echo Hollow, and finally her transformation into something dark, something otherworldly. A sudden gust of wind put out the moonlight and a silhouette appeared before them. It looked eerily like Mad Maggie from the paintings, a powerful presence with an enigmatic aura. "Welcome to my abode, brave souls," the silhouette greeted them, her voice warm and inviting, infusing them with a sense of unexpected tranquility. The voice echoing in the vicinity caused shockwaves in the teenager's reality. The silhouette stood tall in the dim light, its dark attire creating a stark contrast against the illuminated wall paintings. Amy extended her shaking hands. "We mean no harm. We merely seek to know your story, Mad Maggie." "You seek to face what others fear?" replied the spectral figure. "But do you fully comprehend the danger of the knowledge you seek?" Charlie's voice cut through the chilling silence, his last ounce of courage on full display. "We are not afraid. We just want to understand." Before Charlie could finish, the stone walls started to shake. The entirety of Echo Hollow seemed to be echoing back their words. Off the cuff, a ghostly hand extended towards them, handing over an old, crumpled scroll. Then behold, the path to understanding lies in unraveling the prophecy. Taking the scroll, Riley started reading aloud, his voice barely more than a whisper. The prophecy told of a witch, misunderstood and cast away, her revenge bound to the hollow till undisturbed innocence frees her. Riley stumbled upon the last line. "To end the eternal night, the brave must echo true delight." Understanding dawned on Amy, who always had a knack for riddles. "It's laughter," she exclaimed. "We need to laugh, fill the hollow with a sound other than fear or malice." Charlie was the first to break the ice with a nervously stifled chuckle, followed by Riley's infectious giggle. John, relieved, began laughing heartily with the rest. Finally, Amy's genuine laughter echoed around the room, filling it with warmth and joy, as opposed to the usual cold air and fear that filled the room. Their loud echoing laughter had an immediate effect. The spectral figure seemed to free itself from its own dark form, shimmering with a beautiful light. "Oh, to feel joy again." The voice expressed pure amazement as Mad Maggie's spirit became fragile and delicate, like smoke freed from a snuffed candle. The whole place was shaking. The stone wall that had blocked their way crumbled down, revealing the pathway back to the entrance of Echo Hollow. Sunlight pierced through the trunks of the tall trees as dawn broke, casting long shadows on the ruined house. Their hearts filled with relief, the brave initiates of the Ghost Club emerged from Echo Hollow, bringing with them a tale like no other. Their Halloween night turned out to be more than just another walk through a supposedly haunted valley. The spell that Mad Maggie's misunderstood soul had cast on Echo Hollow had been broken by the pure laughter of innocent hearts. The mysterious disappearances, the whispers and eerie voices, everything abruptly stopped. The Ghost Club returned to Havenwood High as heroes who had turned the legend into a tale of redemption. As they stepped back into their ordinary lives, they carried with them the lesson they'd learned, that understanding and empathy were more powerful than fear and prejudice. And so, under the watchful light of the morning sun, the story of Echo Hollow finally came to an end, transformed from a haunting urban legend into a tale of courage, understanding, and ultimately, liberation. That was the end of it. I hope my story impressed you. If so, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We have the most mystical stories from around the world waiting for you in the upcoming videos. Don't miss out. See you in the next video.